So hello everyone and welcome to the Wasteland 2 with Kire. This is of course the early access beta, so it is not a finished game. And it does have some bugs and it is missing of course some things and all that. So this is going to be a little bit of a more like me talking a little bit about this, plus looking a little bit into some different things about this game at the moment. There is, for example, a Red Boots DLC, only $49.95, which of course is just kidding. You didn't really think you downloadable content, did you? Of course not, because it was more like a joke, the Red Boots stuff in the Kickstarter demo as well. This game is available at the moment in Steam for early access beta version for a relatively high sum, I suppose, for some people's opinion at least, but it is quite a fair sum considering that that was what it paid also in Kickstarter. And it is also a nice chance for those who accidentally or didn't know about the Kickstarter project to chime in at this point and help the development of this game. At least that's how I view it myself. Everyone else who wants to buy the game later on can buy it with, I think the price was $25, so I think at least that it's all fair and square, and I'm just happy and hope the game will succeed as well as possible, and that it will become as great of a game as it can be. So let's have a look at these things. Interesting radio sounds, but of course, if you didn't know before, you are going to be creating a party of 4 rangers in this game. Or you can create only one, but it will definitely make the game harder. You can of course then recruit a few more NPCs if you only play with one person. There are also of course pre-made characters, but let's look a little bit at the custom character creating. There is of course these attribute points, where 3 seems to be kind of the average and 10 is the maximum amount of numbers that you can have for a skill. But this of course will mean that you will have to be making carefully decisions what you exactly want to have for a character. Mostly at least I think that they would be making every skill important. So I, for example, do not exactly know how the charisma, for example, would work, and of course not in every other skill either, but at least I think that intelligence is quite important. If you consider that you will not be able to increase these while you level up at all, you will have to really think what you want to have in each of these points. And I at least would really love to then be able to increase as much as possible these other points. And intelligence is the one that allows you have more of these skill points. If you have, for example, that 6 points in this, you at least have the 4 points per level, when otherwise you will only have 3, or if you even decrease it further, you will only have 2. Does not seem to matter if you have 1 or 2 in intelligence then. But yes, only then would have 2 points per level, which would be pretty little. Otherwise in combat, of course, coordination seems to be quite an important factor. Number of action points, bonus range hit chance, of course strength for the melee combat, and otherwise awareness I think is very important because it affects your initiative in combat a lot. I noticed this fact for very easily in my very first trying of these very first areas, because when I was in a combat, the guy who I would have liked to be able to actually act quicker wasn't able to act almost at all because he happened to have a bad awareness, even if good coordination and otherwise. And then my more of a scout person had such a high initiative that she was acting almost every other turn. Not exactly, but you get the point. So the combat system, for the combat purposes at least, if you want to act often, you should really have pretty high awareness. But I do like this system because you really have to think what kind of character you want to have. You cannot have everything in no way at all. And then of course after this there is skills. Well, let's just put those points in there. There are skills, which are divided between combat skills, knowledge skills, and general skills. In combat skills, of course, you have a lot of different weapon skills, which is quite interesting. like energy weapons and so on. Knowledge skills, on the other hand, are more of a ways of getting some items, for example, while you explore, like, or get through some different places, like the brute force, the art of using your strength to bash, break, shove, or crush or slam inanimate object, and to bash, broken, push, or unstuck things. Then of course there's lockpicking, and safecracking is its own separate skill, for example, and of course there's a toaster repair. You have 12 points in the beginning of the game for each character in use for all of these, and 1 point in one of these, for example, cost already 2, so you will only be able to get a certain amount in all of these different things, so you might imagine indeed that the intelligence could be very important, especially considering that after you have 3 points it will cost 4 points to get to the next level. So it increases the higher skill level is, which of course also forces you to make choices. Indeed. And then of course in the general skills you will have skills like barter or field medit, or for example field stripping. Using the field stripping skill on a weapon breaks it down completely, destroying it for a chance to gain a mod that can be installed on a different weapon. So an interesting skill. And then of course there's a hard ass, which is more like an intimidating skill, and kiss ass and all those. And then outdoorsman, perception, smart ass, surgeons, and all kind of interesting skills. After this, you will have a possibility to write your own biography, of course the name, change the age if you want, assign a religion, or assign what they would smoke, or do they smoke at all, and the nationality from American, Chinese, Mexican, Native American, and Russian, and of course if you want female or a male character. And then of course there are these different pictures which you will be seeing very soon. There, I think there is all the pictures that are available are pretty nice in this game at this point. I hope there's going to be more of those. Of course you can have your own pictures as well. Here you can see different pictures, for example the females, and you can be changing your character appearance in game as well pretty nicely with the different elements, like in the backpacks for example, or if you just want a random generated one you can be picking pretty easily something different. So there's pretty many nice options, and I at least think that they look quite nicely different in map. And you can also save your character that you've made into the pre-generated character list, where you can pick him or her pretty easily again into your party for the future. So yeah, this way you can be creating your very own party. The only thing that I would have really loved to see would have been the Wizardry 8 style voice acting, but this is still fine. So let's go and see the map next. So here we are in a map screen, which is especially I think pretty nicely done, and at least different than in a lot of other games I think. Of course you can see already that we would be using water if we would be traveling here. Here you can see your map view. So for example we started from here and we're just supposed to be traveling here, and then we went through the Walk of War and traveled all the way here, slowly but surely here in the map view. And my scout, for example, noticed this kind of an oasis on the way where we were able to fill our water canisters. You can see here that we have 75 water and how much water it will take to travel into separate places, different places. And our mission was to come here into the radio tower. So we might as well enter, but at least I personally enjoyed this map view pretty well. At least I think it's a nicely different done. Do you want to enter the radio tower? Confirm. So we would be entering the map for the very first time then in this area. Citadel Base, this is Echo 1, we've arrived at the target. Over.
When you reach the area where Ace's body was found, give it a good going over. Folks that picked him up said it looked like he crawled there. Maybe you can find some tracks leading to where he was attacked. Copy?
Copy that, sir.
For Echo 1 and check in immediately with any new info. Those repeater units are a top priority. Ranger Command out.
And so we got our mission. Here you can see our very little group, and we also have one NPC with us on this journey. So let us get going then. There is plot. I have the highest graphics at the moment that I was able to put, I think. And I think they look pretty well and nice. Overall, this is the highest that I'm able to get from them. You can have them in a group or separately, like this. And you can start a fight by pressing from this and then targeting someone. And of course, if someone has a different kind of way that they can shoot, you can change it here as well. For example, you can see the action points they can use in combat. With the weapon, it will take her 6 action points to shoot with this sniper rifle, for example. Here you can see the different skills that we can have, or pain relievers as something that can heal. And you can easily, by pressing the right button, choose something else to put into here. Very easily, either the painkillers from the inventory or one of those skills to easily be used. So let us go a little bit forward then. So we have Angela dead with us here. But we notice something in here. At least if I use perception here. I don't know if she notices specifically, but at least we notice this. Lower prices of the bush is bronze star with the words desert region on the outside ring. So let's go and pick it up. And that is a G star. How did it end up the hell over here? But we can easily then we can choose from 2 different paths. But here we also do have pretty nicely a little bit of clues that there might be a little bit of a danger going around into these areas. So let's go into the different direction for now. And there is indeed few people in here. And as this is my talker, leads the Shane little enclosure. Let's go with her here. So, if you wanna play in our backyard, you gotta pay 15 scraps or we'll break your faces and my dog will eat your corpses. I can't see at the moment as well what other options there would be to say to these guys. But at least there's already that bonus that I can't exactly know what she would be able to say. So we would be able to, for example, say that, yeah, going to be playing. What this is also a fun factor that we can also be asking or writing ourselves here, whatever we might want to say. Huh? Try again. He of course doesn't know what he would say to that. So, but still, it's nice that you are able to write something into here as well. But yeah, this would be then nobody else. I wasn't able to actually use the persuasion anymore because I tried something else. But here we started the combat then. But let me show you first of all a situation where we would actually have been able to use the persuasion. So here we are, a little bit in a different position where we can indeed ask him with the kiss ass option. But the general ordered us to tell you to let us in. Nice try, recruits. But well, I got a little toy just might tide you over. Interested? Yes, we are interested. So what is it, you bet? I call it the Mississippi Mule. I was on a patrol, but now I'm stuck here on the door duty. She don't get much use. You can have her as long as you promise to put her to good use. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a promise we can keep. Great, here you go. Treat her good and she'll do the same to you. So, here we can easily go to our inventory. I personally at least like this style. All the items of course are not really there yet, but of course this way we got a new weapon, Mississippi Mule. We can easily click for more information too. Parallel murder with the classic twist, kicks like a mule, and handgun skills. But yes, quite easily can be check all these kind of different things here. And here's a logbook. And then of course we can see our character statistics as well. And all the backgrounds that have been, for example, written. And yeah, next I think I'm gonna show you a little bit of a combat then. So hello back, and here we are a little bit in a situation. If you might have remembered, we saw these bodies in here. So if you just take your opportunity, you might be able to find way better positions to take advantage of. And I can say that it's also very nice, as I have now wrong character selected, but as she has a sniper rifle, she is definitely way better at hitting targets from a distance than from close up, which is only very logical. Hey Rachel, so who's gonna look better on me? But indeed, we have 84% chance of hitting at this moment all the way from here, from the top, which I think is very nice. And that there is actually ability to use these kind of opportunities, which I indeed like as a possibility a lot. Even though this game doesn't have all the possibilities that you can have like in a Jagged Alliance 2, but like I would really like if I could ask someone to crouch when I would want them to do that. But on the other hand, this is not marketed as a tactical game. It is, first of all, an RPG, and after that, a tactical game. Yes, let us shoot again. We got kind of a 1-3 shot because of that. Here we can see our action points. And of course the action points that are required to shoot is 6. She is our quickest person. She has the highest initiative. So we can see here the cycle apparently. Who is going to act and which the point and turn. So let's shoot. Nice shot. 1 hit kill. Strike Trader for doing 11 points of damage, ending his life. Let's just back away a little bit. No point standing there. Then our little other guy can also shoot. Try to shoot from here. We do definitely get a nice bonus from the hill here though. I can say that much. Nice energy weapon blast. And let's just move at least 1 point into a little bit more of a cover. He moved behind that cover, but I don't think that really helps a lot. That guy is also moving. I have my other persons waiting here, so that should be nice and easy. 100% chance of hitting. Pretty nice, I would say. He could also be chasing to the burst fire, but here is then my melee fighter who is definitely not gonna be able to run all the way there, but he's gonna be running at least a little bit closer. Why not? Let's just end his turn into that position. Then we have our revolver girl who can try to go and have a shot. Even though she missed, but now she can also move back into a little bit better cover. And our sniper can come more again into here to look into this direction and have a shot. Nice shot. Nice shot. I don't think she needs to be going to cover anymore. I don't know if you can try to hit, but try it nevertheless. Nice. That was quick and efficient little battle. So yeah, I think this is a very nice way how you can, at least in this first pretty much area, use this kind of possibilities to your advantage. And I want to be showing a little bit at least of how some skill checks work as well now then. So here for example you can see something like use of a skill, like a perception that you can see that in the chest cavity you also notice a cylinder object giving off a faint blue glow. Might be a power source. It'll take some advanced knowledge of cybernetics, but you could try to retrieve it. And I do have cybernetic skill with this guy, but it only has a medium 30% chance of succeeding, so we'll see if he will succeed at this. But at least he can try. failure. This is actually my very first time failing at anything. We can try again. It will take just a little bit of time then. But I do like the fact that there's this kind of a chance of succeeding or failing, and not just like the systems in some new modern games where you just have to have some certain exact skill and that's it to be able to do something. Like open lock, you have to have a certain skill and you cannot even try to open it otherwise, which is kind of silly to me. Why wouldn't they be able to even try? They wouldn't be able to necessarily succeed, but why wouldn't they be able to try if they are just missing a few skill points? But we have also reached enough experience so that we can be leveling up, but how leveling up is done is by calling back to the base. And then the general would be saying that we have done a good job and would be giving us the experience or skill points to increase something of our abilities. At this point, for whatever reason, well, it's a beta after all, it doesn't want to work, so I will not be showing it, but nevertheless, I haven't played further than this. And, well, if you want to see me play further in beta, you can leave a comment like that, but otherwise I would be thinking of leaving the rest of the beta unexplored, because I really do like the idea of exploring these things later on, so most likely I will be leaving the beta testing for this, just so that I can explore and experience this game when it is really released, and do a let's play of it at some point then as well, because that is definitely something that I am planning to do at some point or another. After all, I did back this game already in the Kickstarter and wanted to do so very badly, and have been hoping for this game for a long time, and I cannot say that I would have been in any way disappointed at this point. I'm very happy at the state what it is in at the moment, and I think they've done a damn good job at this point nevertheless, and I think that it has a great potential, and hope that a lot of other people can enjoy it too when it is truly finished and ready. So I hope you enjoyed this little video of mine, and I will see you next time in maybe some other game.